Hello and welcome to Is This Your Card? Today we're going to be looking at the Druid legendary Aviana. Aviana is a 9-cost 5/5 and it's a legendary, meaning it gets 400 dust when you disenchant it, and it costs 1,600 dust to enchant. If you want a gold version, it's worth 1,600 dust to disenchant, and it costs 3,200 dust to enchant. Aviana is possibly the worst statted minion in the entire game compared to its cost. For 9 mana, Aviana is just a 5/5 minion. That makes it incredibly weak. It means it can be removed for less than half the mana it takes to play by a fireball. Then again, it could also be worth by Shadow of Death, which is considerably less mana than even that, costing about a third of the mana to get rid of it. But Aviana's strength lies in its actual physical ability, not in its 5/5 body. In fact, the reason Aviana has a 5/5 body and costs 9 mana is because of this single ability. Aviana's ability is that while in play, all minions cost 1 mana. For those of you who don't necessarily understand the huge enormity of this power, let me compare it to General Drucassius from the Blackrock Lair adventure. His hero power was that all cards cost 1 mana and you only have 1 mana crystal. Except with Aviana, you play her on turn 9 and then on turn 10, if she survives, you can play 10 minions no matter what they are. You can dump your entire hand's worth of minions onto the board, no matter how expensive, no matter what they are. Aviana is in itself a win condition if you have powerful cards in your hand. Aviana is exceptionally powerful, able to pull out ridiculously strong minions. For example, the 8/8 Torn Ironbark Protector from a Druid now costs 1 mana. Or perhaps the devastating, incredibly powerful Cenarius that can buff the entire board with +2/+2 now costs 1 mana. The incredibly phenomenally useful Malorn that is a 9/7 for 7. Except it isn't anymore, because it costs 1 mana. Aviana's power is exceptionally good. The ability just to drop all of these minions makes it incredible. Combine this with a couple of Brewmasters to duplicate battle cry effects, and you're able to do things like play 3 Cenarius in a single turn to buff all of your other minions to +6/+6. Or do something even more crazy, like dropping Defender of Argus across your entire board, giving huge amounts of taunt and stat boost to everyone. Or drop a Stormwind Champion followed by 2 Mountain Giants. It's absolutely ridiculous what Aviana can actually instrument in the play of her. Now, for those of you who want to play Aviana without physically having Aviana on the board, there are several ways you could do this. For example, Sneed's Old Shredder has a chance to summon Aviana on its death, Argent Confessor Paletress has a chance to summon Aviana on Inspire, and of course the way that I did it in this video was that I used Tree of Life in combination with Summoning Stone. There is a 1 in 15 chance that you will summon Aviana. It's currently the single most reliable way to summon this incredibly powerful legendary minion. But in realistic terms, how useful actually is Aviana? Well, not actually that amazingly useful. Yes, I know I just spent the past however many minutes hyping up how powerful and amazing she is, and how extraordinary and amazing and wonderful her ability is, but Aviana is limited by a number of things. For example, hand size. When you play Aviana, how many minions are you actually going to have in your hand? Probably not too many. Unless you've got an Aviana-centric deck, you aren't going to have that many cards in your hand in the first place. So the chances of you being able to play Aviana with huge effect are going to be small. Secondly, Aviana's a 5/5 for 9. That's cost your entire turn 9 to play a 5/5 minion. If your opponent has stronger board, and if you're playing an Aviana-centric deck, they will do, your Aviana is dead without you getting the battle cry off it, which makes the entire deck worthless and limits you to only being able to play a single minion every single turn. Of course, the only way around this is playing huge, heavy taunts, but even then, you need board control if you want to play Aviana, and even then it's not actually a certainty. If you can give Aviana a guaranteed Divine Shield, or a way to come back to life, then that's brilliant, but the chances are you won't be able to. If you are going to use Aviana, then there's actually one specific combination that will massively benefit you. If you really, really, really want Aviana in your deck, and you're willing to compromise a lot of other cards and abilities to do so, what you need is a double innovate Aviana, allowing you to play Aviana on turn 5. Or, with the coin, turn 4. Now, turn 4 Aviana is incredibly good, because not only does it make every other minion you ever play during the rest of the game 1, while she's on the board, it also means you've got a 5/5 on turn 4, which is extremely good. That makes Aviana's value amazing, especially since that means you've basically got out a 5/5 body on the board for 4 on turn 4. But you would need to have those specific cards in your hand. Also, along with this, you'd also have to go second. If you went first, you could do it on turn 5. And a 5/5 for 5 isn't bad. But considering the Chillwind Yeti is a 4/5 for 4, then it could be a lot better. If you can protect Aviana, if you can defend her against the onslaught that will come on the opponent's next turn, Aviana gains immediate value. If you can play Aviana turn 9, then double Innovate Coin and play 5 minions, Aviana gets immediate value. But Aviana by herself is not a good minion. Just having a 5/5 on the board is useless. It's what Aviana can do that makes her powerful. It isn't the fact that Aviana is a 5/5 body, it's the fact that Aviana is a catalyst to produce incredibly ridiculous plays, allowing you to do things like Brand Bronzebeard double North Sea Kraken to do 14 damage to your opponent, to do incredible, insane things like that. That is what Aviana is good for, and that is Aviana's main purpose. If you like things like that, then you want to go with Aviana. But if you don't like things like that, or don't like the gimmick, you don't need her. She's only useful in situations where she's built around, or if you're lucky.